Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me for this video. My name is Gabriel David Sinclair. I thank you for joining me for this reading. This should be better than the first one I made. I have improved the green screen a bit. You'll still see some artifacting, but it won't be as bad as it was last time. So let's get into the reading right now. This is just a general reading for a general audience at the present time. For whenever you see this. Alright. Now we have the moon. Now the moon represents mysteries. It represents the darkness, the unconscious, the unknown. You could be feeling confused at this time because you do not have enough information. Just be aware of that. But more than that, I see you coming into understanding certain mysteries and certain occult truths, hidden truths. That's what occult means, is hidden. But it does refer to certain spiritual things. Let's see. I'm just messing with my background green screen. I think it might have been a little off. Maybe it still is, but anyway, let's get back into the reading. So you are uncovering occult hidden knowledge, actually. And this can be a little scary, actually. There's a reason most people don't know about what is hidden in this world. It is very difficult to take the full scope of things if you aren't fully prepared, and that's why initiation exists in a graded system and form. You have to first get certain information and assimilate that, integrate it before you're ready for the next level. This, however, shows me that you're probably getting the next level of information or are soon to get that information. At present, there still could be a mysterious nature to it. You don't fully understand exactly what's going on in this regard, because this can be various things that you're learning and understanding. It'll be different for everybody, but the general archetypal energy is one of uncovering certain mysteries and certain esoteric things. Oh, I accidentally took two parts, so we will take the first one, and then we'll go with the other one after this. And this is the Five of Pentacles. This is material energy, and it has to do with feeling left out. Okay, so, and the Pentacles has to do with the pentacle you see right there. You know, it's the inverted pentacle, as people say, and a lot of people think that means it's evil, but really it simply represents the feminine and the negative polarity. But that polarity of negativity isn't necessarily evil. In fact, without the polarities of electricity, positive and negative, you wouldn't even be watching me right now. So it's really all about how do you use the positive and negative energies. And this is one of those secrets and mysteries that we have to learn on the pathway of ascension, genuine ascension. I don't mean the shallow New Age version. A lot of people mean well and are at least trying to do something in that regard with that word, but it's often misunderstood. You know, many people on the ascension path would think I'm evil, when in fact I am just representing the feminine darkness that is infinite space, unmanifest in the physical plane. There's nothing evil about that. It's been denigrated and demonized by the official religions of the West, for certain. That would be the Abrahamic religions. But it is not evil. And I wish more ascension-minded New Age people would understand that. I will do my best to try to rectify that with my work here. But you are uncovering these genuine mysteries of rising above to a higher level of not only consciousness, but energy itself. You are accessing your divine energy as you uncover these mysteries, as you go through the gates and portals of initiation to uncover these secrets. Again, right now, I think it's still very mysterious to you, and you feel on the outside, like there's secret knowledge that you don't know, and trust me, there is. For however high you go, there's still a higher level until you're out of this system, you could say. So if you're still here, well, there are exceptions, but if you're not an Anunnaki hybrid, let's say, you're still subject to the system in a way which will cloud your perception and mesh you in illusion. But you can respond as a sovereign creative spirit that is unbound by anyone or anything or any system, and rise above that containment of perception through illusion, and gain access to these secrets that are contained within the sanctums. And most people are on the outside, but you can be different. You have to choose it, but it can also be thrust upon you sometimes. Okay, now here is the other card that I pulled at the same time as the other one. It's the Queen of Cups. Very powerful energy. This is the water of water. Queen is the water element, and of course, Cups is the water element. I know not every one of you is going to know that, but most of you probably do. But here we have the water of water. This is the Queen energy of divinity itself. This represents, it's funny, but it represents the mother goddess I was just talking about. Space is often equated with water, and so here we have the Queen of Darkness, the Queen of Space, you could say. And again, the darkness is related to the moon, and even the Five of Pentacles interpretation is often kind of a dark energy of supposed lack, the lack of light, and that would equate with understanding or wisdom or knowledge. But you are being brought into that light. But the only way to that true light is through the darkness. So many people don't understand this. This is the genuine meaning of shadow work, is to integrate the darkness with the light, not repress either side, and to do the light side correctly actually too. But here we have to integrate what many people would call darkness. Again, that darkness is simply the feminine. It is this water goddess energy, you could say, and so you are being initiated into these secrets that I've been describing, appropriately enough channeling what would already come to pass here in the reading, that you need to connect to this great mother of darkness. And again, darkness doesn't mean evil. It doesn't mean good either. There really is no good or evil. Those are human moral definitions based on polarity that aren't really true, although they can appear to be. But really what we're talking about here is connecting to infinite space, beyond manifestation, beyond any form in the physical. You are to connect to this infinite power. And it's like, perhaps you've seen The Matrix, and there's a scene where they go into a totally blank white space, and they can essentially create whatever they want to in that space. Well, translate that to just the darkness, and you have the same idea, where it's infinite, unmanifest, and you can create whatever you desire. So you are being initiated into this supreme sacred power of the goddess, of the feminine, of the darkness. And it is deeply occult, it is deeply mysterious and hidden. Most people associate it with some kind of quote-unquote evil, because they think darkness is evil, because they've been programmed by the Abrahamic faiths. Let's be clear about that, you know. And that's just the way it is, but you'll understand these things in time. Alright, now we have the King of Pentacles for our final tarot card for this particular reading style. And this is incredibly good energy. This shows you coming into all that power that I spoke of. Looks like I will need to mess with the zoom a little bit in forthcoming readings. I'm definitely trying to get things straight and all for you. I'm using a little bit different technique here, but it seems to be working, just taking me a little bit of time. And again, I probably need to make this a little less tight on the zoom, but I wanted you to be able to see the cards and hopefully read them as much as possible. Okay, that looks pretty good. So the King of Pentacles being at the top shows me that you are going to progress from this lack state into abundance. And this particular kind of abundance is occult knowledge and also occult power. The King is the fire element, and so this means your spirit will be very powerfully activated by this new awareness, new information that you're receiving and learning about. The goddess is with you to give you this information, if you will open to receive her, if you will respect her and her power, if you will not turn away from it in fear or ignorance or judgment. Again, you are being empowered through this information. You're going to understand certain deep occult truths related to the information I've been discussing, and this is going to empower you. You're going to have great abundance in the physical if you desire it, and it comes as directed by your spirit, as directed by this spiritual awakening and understanding. Okay, so let's get a couple oracle cards here to finish up the reading. We have Destiny with a rainbow dragon. And a little bit of transparency, but overall it's not too bad. So your destiny is to understand the wisdom of the dragon. And the wisdom of the dragon has to do with infinite creative potential. Esoterically speaking, of course there are different traditions and such, but essentially, esoterically speaking, the dragon, cosmic serpent energy, is the primal creative force of the universe. It takes the form in our understanding, you could say our dimension of consciousness, as a dragon, or as a winged serpent. And here we have the rainbow winged serpent, which is very, very positive, meaning you'll come into a full spectrum of knowledge. It is your destiny to understand some of these deeper mysteries, some of this occult information that many misjudge and misunderstand, and also essentially run away from. It is your destiny to understand these things. The dragon will help you, the cosmic dragon, which is a positive force. You know, it doesn't just go around eating children. There's some energy like that, but not all dragon and serpent energy is like that. And this is an enlightening, positive dragon energy that wants to help you, because you are not cattle, you are not food, you are not to be enslaved, you are to be raised up into this secret knowledge hidden behind the veil of darkness. But behind that veil of darkness is infinite light. Through the darkness, through infinite space, through unmanifest potential. And the whole spectrum of rainbow reality is available to you. And that means you can create whatever you want and do whatever you want as long as it's your true will. And that's another esoteric teaching that is beyond the scope of this reading, but if you do your true will, you can do whatever you desire. But you have to actually desire it. You may think you desire it, but you don't. And going after it would destroy you. But doing it correctly manifests your dreams and your destiny, and your divine purpose. And here we have our final oracle card, Death. That's what most people are afraid of, right? They're afraid of the void. They're afraid of annihilation, but you're not really annihilated unless you desire to be, and even that is an illusion of just temporary disconnection and sleep on these higher plane levels. But this is about the serious stuff. Again, the darkness. People are afraid to think about death. They're afraid to think about what, again, they label as dark. What is unknown. The unknown scares people. But you have to press through the unknown, or you will only stay where the common people are. And they are corralled by their fears. Some justified, some not. Either way, you must face them and see what the truth is to your fears. And again, the primary fear most people have is death. And they fear the darkness. They fear being unmanifest. But again, you never really can be, and if you go through into the darkness, through the gate, you gain infinite potential and power. But you have to become a god. You have to have sovereignty in your spirit. You have to know who you are and actually have power in those realms. The realms of the mind, of the imagination, of the spirit, of the will. And then you can transcend death. Then you rise above. And you make death a friend. And you no longer fear it. But you see its place. You see its usefulness in the cycles of creation, maintenance, and destruction. How it is necessary for some things to die, the old to die for the new to be brought in. Again, these are darker, more hidden truths, but yet they are true nonetheless, and you will be understanding certain sacred, secret mysteries regarding death, darkness, and the infinite potential that lies within you and is available to you if you will embrace this path of the moon, path of the shadow, path of darkness, but a positive darkness, if you will. Again, I'm not talking evil, because that doesn't even really exist. Good and bad don't exist. I'm talking about a higher truth, integrating all aspects of reality. And if you will commit to this and do this, you will be blessed by the dragon, you will be blessed by the goddess, and you will gain wisdom and power in this world and the spirit world. And so really, what can be better than that? So you have a divine destiny here to uncover these secret mysteries. And you're going to become incredibly powerful as a result of doing this. That is your message. So thank you for joining me for this video. I hope to see you in other videos. Have a good rest of your time until I see you again. Namaste, and hail Satan.